Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by Tyler Reddick of Richard Childress Racing, the driver of the number 8 Chevrolet. Hi, Tyler, again.
Hello again. Yeah, take two. Hopefully my phone doesn't catch on fire or something. Maybe that's what'll happen next.
Yeah, that was. We did an interview. We tried take one before that, and then we had some difficulties, but we're back. And of course, the big day is next gen reveal. I know you've gotten a chance to test it. I know you've gotten a chance to kind of see it a little bit on iRacing. I got a chance to look at it while we were in technical difficulties and before we were talking about this. But how exciting is it to drive, and how exciting is it going to be to drive these cars next year?
It's going to be very exciting. They've done a lot of great work to get the cars to be as close to what a street car is on the road today. The Camaro underneath the body is, as we've all gotten more familiar with now with the unveil, is a lot closer to what you see on the street, but also the suspension underneath, just in the whole design of the entire car, with the independent rear suspension to the style of the front end on this new next gen car. All these things are just getting cars, these stock cars, closer to what the current day car is. And I mean, that's what these NASCAR stock cars were back in the 70s and 80s. They were basically street cars taken off of the road and converted over into stock cars. So it was time to update and get closer to what we have on the road today, and it was a good step in that direction.
Yeah, I know. I know you'll get a chance to drive these cars virtually tonight in the Pro Invitational race at Darlington. How excited are you for that? And what is iRacing kind of done to help you prepare for races now and just in the future and in the and back then?
Yeah, the iRacing has been a nice tool to have for preparing for the unknown, if you will. You can hop in a lot of different cars that you really will never have the opportunity to drive in real life, just by just hitting download and go. So it's a lot of fun to do that. Also, we have the ability to put on some great racing during quarantine and when everything was pretty much shut down. So that was nice as well. So it's a good tool. Yeah, it can be a little misleading at times if you try to rely on it too much. But you get a lot of valuable new experiences under your belt in iRacing, just driving all sorts of different cars. And for us, we get kind of a sneak peek at what this next gen car will be at some of these tracks before we go there. And the fans and all the sim racers out there will get to experience a pretty close to real life next gen car as well.
So looking at this season, I know you've had some pretty good runs, both cars in the top 10 last season, at Richard Childress Racing. I'm trying to do this a second time, trying to remember all of this. Both cars finished in the top 10 at Kansas last week. How exciting was it, to get some good runs, because you've had some really good runs in the last few weeks?
Yeah, it's been really nice to turn this around the last 4 or 5 weeks. We go back a little bit more than a month, and we were still in a really bad place points wise. We had 1 or 2 decent runs, only one we were really able to capitalize on with Homestead, and the rest of the time we had pretty much been taking cars that are capable of running top 10 and throwing those great opportunities away and not having anything to show for it. Up until Kansas, I think we only had scored maybe 2 stage points, if that. I think maybe we haven't scored any at all. So to go in and score stage points and to go in and get a top 10 finish again, we're really turning around our execution to where I think it's been capable of being all year long. The speed has been pretty good in our cars. We've just needed to capitalize on the days that we've been capable of getting top 10s, but we haven't been doing that, and that really put us in the hole early on in this year. So to turn that around has been great, and we're hoping to continue that string of finishing these races, making these comebacks, recoveries when we have bumps along the road in our race. So it's been a good thing to I guess, stay consistent with here lately.
Um, really kind of looking at with Darlington this week, you revealed your throwback scheme, of course, paying tribute to, not just a racer, but someone that also it was big in the music industry as well. Kind of talk about your throwback scheme a little bit.
Yeah, having Marty Robbins as a throwback team this year, uh, it does feel weird to almost say that, just because we're in the spring and I'm used to talking about throwback weekend later in the year as the playoffs are approaching, or once the playoffs have already started. But really unique opportunity to have a car honoring him and his career as a driver, but also have a unique twist in having Quartz Hill recording artist, newly signed recording artist, Joe Nichols, who obviously has had a lot of success in his career already to this point. Having him and his new single "Home Run" on the hood of this car that will run this weekend at Darlington as part of our Marty Robbins throwback. So it's a very unique way to kind of make a tie-in to country music, and an exciting opportunity to honor Marty as well.
Have you been, how much have you learned about, just, music in general, and just, learning about Marty Robbins? How have you always been a fan of country music?
I've listened to a lot of music throughout my life, but I would say for me, I really grew up listening to country music as a young kid, and as I got older in my teenage years, it kind of expanded into a little bit more of everything. Listen to more of hard rock and metalcore, that kind of stuff, new metal. Like, you can imagine. I mean, there's all sorts of bands that span those different genres of what is generalized as rock or hard rock. But as I've gotten older and older, I've expanded it more and more. Just like listening to all sorts of different music, but the one genre of music that never really been able to get away from is liking country music and keeping up with country music as it continues to evolve, into the roaring 20s again in the 21st century.
Roaring 20s in the 21st century. Love it. So I know that there's been a lot of, I know you're kind of getting some broadcasting experience as well, being in the Xfinity booth. What are those experiences like?
Being in the broadcasting booth has been a lot of fun. I didn't know what to expect at all, but being in the booth and taking in the race from a completely different perspective, and then being able to talk about it and tell stories throughout it was kind of, I don't know. I was definitely nervous going into it, but I had a lot of fun in the experience. I knew I was going to enjoy it. I knew I needed to just go in there and just be myself, and I had a lot of fun doing it. To do 2 races now, it seems pretty crazy. Just to get the phone call and be asked to do Atlanta, to me was just it was unexpected, and I enjoyed doing it. And then to get back and go and do it at Talladega with Joey as well, Joey Logano, was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot from watching that race up atop in the race control tower, if you will, in the Fox booth calling the race. Just was able to have a whole new perspective. There's a lot of things going on in your ear. You're getting fed a lot of information from producers. You're talking the entire time, with Adam Alexander and Joey, just trying to explain and talk about what we're seeing from the driver's side to the fans, and explain our perspective of what's going on. So it was a lot of fun to do, and I'm hopeful that there'll be more opportunities to do that down the road. I definitely feel like I learned something, and I'm able to apply that to my race the following day on Sunday.
Yeah, for sure. And of course, last thing for you, what's it like being a dad?
There's nothing in this world like it. I don't know how else to put it other than that. But the experiences that I've had up to this point are one of a kind. It's just insane to think that, I don't know, you think you have all these things that are important, you have these priorities, things are this way, life is this way, and you have your routine, your schedule, you kind of get used to being who you are, if you will, and growing into who you're going to be. And then you have a kid and everything just completely changes. Your priorities, as much as they seem like they're the same, they're not. You're doing everything not just for yourself now, it's for him. It's it was just total game changer. I'd sell it short trying to explain it any further than that. But to those that are parents, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And And whenever, I talked to friends of mine that had kids before I did, when I'd ask them about it, they would give me answers, but at the same time, you truly don't understand what it's like till you do it yourself. But it's incredible. My son Bo, I love him, and he's just changed everything in my life, and he's motivated me to be a better person, a better dad, better driver, all just trying to do the best I can, not just for myself now, but for him. And the more successful career I have, the more opportunities I think I'll be able to present to him, the more toys I can get him, and hopefully the better I can support him and whatever he decides to do in his life as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Tyler Reddick, thank you so much for coming on today, and good luck this weekend at Darlington.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's going to be an exciting race. I'm really glad that we're going to get to take a peek at what Darlington is with the short track package, and have some more horsepower under the hood. It's going to be great, and not as much downforce. Should be an exciting thrill ride for the fans. They'll be very visible to the fans how much more out of the track these cars get as these Goodyear tires go away.
Yeah, for sure.